Hello, my name is James Davis. I'm the founder and CEO of upad.co.uk. Thank you for watching our short video on how to let your property quickly. We've let over 10,000 properties this year, which has had a successful let rate of just over 90%, a third better than traditional high street agents, and yet we only charge on average a third of the cost. To let your property speedily, the key aspect is to have good presentation, and the images of your property is so important. Let me explain how tenants are looking for their next rental. 56% are looking on mobile devices to find their next rental, and the Rightmove and Zoopla app both show results similar to what you can see in front of you. Images are taking up about 90% of the screen, so not having good photos or any at all, you will succumb to the swipe effect, where tenants will simply swipe through to the next property on the list. Photos on average generate 8 times more inquiries than not having them, so it's absolutely imperative to make sure that you do, and you have about a 2 or 3 second impact as tenants are swiping through to grab their attention and make your property stand out. So some top tips: lead with an internal shot of your property, maybe the kitchen or the living room. Have at least one photo for each main room of your property. Have a total of 8 or 12. Make sure you take your photos in good light, not at the end of the day, and use a digital or an SLR camera. And make sure you give your place a bit of a tidy up before taking those photographs so that they're presented in the best possible light. Secondly, the description of your property is equally important. This is how you add the description to your property. You have a few bullet points, like let directly from the landlord and no admin fees that you can add in. Incidentally, 9 out of 10 tenants would rather let directly from a landlord, so make sure you put that in there. You then have the short description on the property summary, and as people click through to see your other photos, then there's the fuller description. Starting with that shorter description, you need to make it quite punchy, quite salesy to grab their attention. Maybe put a few words in capital letters and really make it stand out from all others in that locality. The fuller description needs to be far more matter of fact and far more narrative. Maybe you want to cover off what's inside the property and maybe what is outside the property and what the amenities are in a style of a blog rather than old-fashioned estate agency speak to make it stand out. Bear in mind who you're writing for. Are you trying to let to a family or to students? There's a guide that you can read from the link at the bottom of the page there. So tailor your ad to who your marketplace is. Make sure that it is clear and understandable and keep it as brief as possible. When it's available from, whether it's furnished or unfurnished, cover off transportation, and also you need to have a sensible word count. It's important to have a full description so people can make a full understanding of your property. The online experience is actually more about the viewing than it used to be, and therefore we need to include everything about that. The final bit to really get your property let fast is how you stand out. And it's really important to understand how the portals like Rightmove and Zoopla work. The first thing to note is that as soon as your property is advertised, it appears at the top of that first page of results. And that's prime position. It's where we all aspire to be in Google, for example. So make sure your ad looks super good as soon as you put it on the market. We don't have a second chance these days to add images because by that point, it's on the second or third page of results. Secondly, understand that most tenants have what's called a property alert set up. You can see on the search bar that I've opened up how you create an alert on Rightmove and Zoopla, but the majority of tenants have one set up. So ad properties match their criteria appear. It will be sent to them into their inbox, and therefore you want to make sure your property looks really good as soon as you advertise it. We have seen over a third of all inquiries coming through in the first 48 hours. So getting it right first time is really, really important. Getting it to stand out so that it looks amazing when it appears in people's inbox and the top of that first page is absolutely imperative. I just wanted to double stress that. And I just wanted to end this video on when's the best day to advertise. Monday and Friday have different reasons, but Monday gets the most amount of inquiries we receive at Upad as people realise over the weekend they need to move. And on Friday, whilst there's slightly less, I actually think they're better quality inquiries as people try and organise viewings for the weekend coming. So consider advertising your property at the end of Sunday or the beginning of Monday, and either the end of Thursday or the beginning of Friday to get yourself in pole position. I hope you found this guide useful. Do contact the team on 0333 240 1220 if you've got any further questions. All the very best in letting your property.